Hello everybody,
Hello.
my name is Ossia. I'm telling this story with a little bit of hesitation because even myself, after all these years, have difficulty to believe in it. But if somebody significant, like Professor Rice himself, says it is true, then who am I to argue? On November 14, 2011, I used a hand drill in a careless fashion. As a result, the drill, 6 mm wide, penetrated my left thumbnail and made its way to exit from the other side of the thumb. But the story starts 3 days prior to that, when I met Shaul, a good friend of mine, and he told me about the research he heard of in an attempt to find out whether the connection between mindset and physical health. Different groups of people were commissioned to focus for a few hours a day on a specific notion from a wide spectrum of human life. A few weeks later, they were examined according to a number of parameters, such as blood pressure, ECG, etc. They found one group where the improvement in health condition was outstanding. Well, the group that manifested the most impressive improvement in health condition, which exceeded by far all other groups, was asked to think about gratitude. They found that the more you deal with gratitude, the more it fills your life, the healthier you become. Now, Shaul was impressed by this fact and went on in his life. A few days afterwards, he found himself working in his garden, where all of a sudden he experienced a very severe asthma attack. He couldn't breathe, he couldn't think, he couldn't even cry for help. And that was the moment when he decided to process gratitude. And in few minutes, attack was gone, disappeared, never to come back. Now let's come back to me, bleeding in my workshop. As I was treating my wounds and on the way to the medical clinic, that story of Shaul came back to me. And I decided that it's time for me to think of all the things that blessed my life. I was treated by Professor Rice, the family doctor, who sent me afterwards for x-rays and orthopedic examination. When I came back home at night, I couldn't sleep because of the pain. So I found myself the whole night processing gratitude. Shortly after dawn, the pain disappeared, so I fell asleep. When I woke up a few hours later, something caused me to remove the bandage. I looked at the finger and couldn't believe my eyes. On the nail side, there was a roundish 6 mm hole, but the other side was as clean and smooth as ever, without the slightest sign of injury, just as it is now. Well, the truth is that I meant to keep it to myself because I was sure my brain was playing tricks on me. I must have imagined that exit wound. But then I remembered the medical report. I read it carefully, and there it was, black on white. An entry wound and an exit wound. I decided it is time to have a chat with the doctor, face to face. As he studied my finger again, Professor Rice was stunned. His face, as it changed many colors, was in itself worth study and research. Never in 30 years career had he seen anything like that. Yes, he remembers clearly the exit wound, and so did the nurse who attended me the day before. And so did the orthopedic who took my x-ray. This story made its way to friends, who told it to friends, and eventually ended up with people in need in hospitals. Then it began to make its way back to me, with new stories of miraculous recoveries of people who heard it and began to practice gratitude in their lives. The latest story is from my dear friend Irit, who was invited to a dinner in our house. As we were sitting around the table, some minutes before we all realized that she was undergoing a serious stroke, at that very moment, she turned to me and asked if I could tell the story of my finger again. Later, as we were waiting for the ambulance, she said to us, "Now I have to practice gratitude in order to get ready." Of her remarkable recovery, she will tell you herself. The reason that I'm telling this story today is that I feel obliged to pay back to this endless, remarkable network of support that is attending our life, every second of it, without which we couldn't exist. And I feel that there's place for a lot of gratitude in my life and around me. I feel that's how life should be.